You ever have that feeling, you're using this incredible AI at home. It's writing poetry, it's making these unbelievable images, and then you get to work and the AI there just feels kind of clunky. Well, you're not alone. Today we're going to dig into why that AI in the office can feel like a bit of a letdown, and believe it or not, why that might actually be a very good thing. So, does this sound familiar? You ask your work AI a question, and it feels like you could literally go grab a coffee and come back before it answers? Or maybe you ask it for a really creative idea and you just get a polite, sorry, can't help with that. I'm telling you, you are not imagining things. And the reason for it is actually pretty fascinating. Yeah, this is the classic experience, right? Slower responses, a lot more no's, and just this general feeling that it's not very flexible. It's super easy to get frustrated, especially when you know what the consumer versions can do. But what if I told you this isn't a bug? What if it's a carefully designed feature? Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. That sluggishness, that rigidity, it is not a mistake. It is 100% intentional. These limits are engineered features, not flaws. And understanding why they're there, well, that's the key to figuring out how AI is actually going to work in our professional lives. So the whole issue really boils down to this. We're dealing with two completely different worlds of AI. Each one is built with a totally different goal in mind. Let's break down what that really means. And this slide, wow, this slide really just nails it. The AI tools you use at home are all about right now. Speed, convenience, getting you a cool answer immediately. But enterprise AI, it is playing a totally different game. It is built for predictability and for accountability. It has to be reliable every single time, no exceptions. And that leads to a design philosophy that's built around one single word, trust. See, in the business world, the question, can I trust this answer, is just infinitely more important than how fast can I get an answer. And that forces a completely different way of building these things, a way that's all about putting constraints in place. These right here, these are the absolute non-negotiables. An enterprise AI has to be auditable, meaning you have to be able to go back and check its work. It has to enforce access controls, because not everyone in a company should see everything. It must protect sensitive, regulated data. And, maybe most important of all, its behavior has to be explainable and defensible. The AI on your phone just doesn't carry that kind of weight. So here's the bottom line. Every single one of those constraints that makes the AI feel less flexible is a calculated trade-off. It's about sacrificing a little bit of that wow factor to avoid a whole lot of risk. It is safety over spectacle, plain and simple. And this isn't just some vague idea either. It's enforced with some incredibly strict, disciplined practices. So let's pull back the curtain for a second and see what this engineered approach actually looks like on the inside. For example, when engineers are first learning about a new enterprise AI, they might use simple analogies, these mental models, just to get the basic idea. But they are told from day one, these are just training wheels. They are not a real description of how the system actually works. And the rules are crystal clear. The second you're in a high-stakes situation, like a formal audit or a system review, those simple mental models, they are thrown out the window, completely. Only formal, precise system descriptions are allowed. When accountability is on the line, there is zero room for fuzzy analogy. This discipline is so strict, it even controls the kinds of pictures engineers are allowed to draw. Look at this list. These are visual patterns that are literally forbidden in any documentation. No cute robot faces, no diagrams that make it look like the AI is thinking for itself. Every single image has to reinforce the fact that this is a tool, not a teammate. All of this really forces us to rethink what a good AI even is. We have to shift our whole mindset from asking, is it impressive, to asking, is it justifiable? So in the world of enterprise AI, the goal is not what you see here. It is not about generating the most shocking or creative or surprising response. That's for the consumer tools. In this world, the real goal is something much, much more fundamental. And here it is. This is the entire playbook. The ultimate test for an enterprise AI is whether its output can be trusted, whether it can be reviewed, and whether it can be justified. Trust, review, justify. That's the mantra that drives absolutely everything. Which really leaves us with this final question to think about. When we're talking about the tools that shape our work, our businesses, our critical decisions, what does best truly mean? Is it the most convenient answer, or is it the most accountable one? As you can see, the enterprise world has already placed its bet, and that choice changes everything.